In a very real sense, the story of the future of travel in America begins in the early 19th century with the development of the railroad system. Starting around the 1830s, the United States saw a massive expansion of its railroad network. That trajectory continued for decades, and by 1869, the Transcontinental Railroad was completed, connecting America's east and west coasts, making continental travel faster and more accessible. The march of technology continued into the early 20th century when the automobile revolution took center stage. With the mass production of cars like Henry Ford's Model T, personal transportation became affordable for the average American. This led to the development of extensive road infrastructure and the birth of the iconic American road trip. Fast forward to the 1920s and 30s, and we enter the age of commercial aviation. The introduction of passenger flights and the establishment of airlines completely revolutionized long-distance travel. Suddenly, destinations that took days or even weeks and months to reach were accessible in mere hours. And the advent of the jet engine in the 1950s further propelled the aviation industry, making long-distance travel an affordable and accessible reality for the masses. Back on land, another significant milestone came in the 1950s with the creation of the Interstate Highway System, a nationwide network of highways that improved the efficiency and safety of travel by car, facilitated suburban growth, and boosted tourism. The open road became a classic American symbol of freedom and adventure, connecting cities and towns like never before and promising adventure at every turn. Fast forward further to the 1970s and the advent of Global Positioning System, or GPS, which transformed navigation. Developed by the U.S. Department of Defense, GPS enabled precise location tracking and navigation, revolutionizing how we travel by car, plane, and even on foot. In the mid-1990s brought the rise of online travel booking with websites like Expedia and Travelocity, eventually making it possible to compare prices, read reviews, and book trips from home with a keyboard stroke. This transformed the travel planning and booking process, making it more accessible and convenient for everybody. From there, the digital revolution sent things into warp speed. Ride-sharing services like Uber and Lyft revolutionized urban transportation by providing alternatives to traditional taxis and rental cars. Mobile travel apps allowed travelers to manage all aspects of their trips from their smartphones. And platforms like Airbnb offered local accommodations options to challenge the monopoly of hotels. TSA PreCheck and Global Entry streamlined airport security with biometric security measures, while super high-speed rail projects promised faster travel between urban centers. Travel review platforms like TripAdvisor empowered travelers with peer reviews, leveling the playing field and democratizing control of travel information. And as big brother or intimidating as some of these might seem to some, few can argue that they make travel more accessible, efficient, and enjoyable for millions, and oftentimes even cheaper. In fact, it's not unrealistic to say that at this point, there is no going back. Travel as we know it is completely dependent on technology. Simply put, technology is what makes